Ladies and gentlemen, hidden love is a powerful and complex emotional experience where deep affection remains unspoken, often due to fear, timing, or circumstances. It's a love that lives quietly in the shadows, watching from a distance, supporting silently, and hoping patiently. People who love you deeply in secret tend to express it not with grand declarations, but with subtle gestures, small sacrifices, and constant presence. Their love is not loud, but it is undeniably real. One of the most striking aspects of hidden love is the way it operates through actions rather than words. Someone who harbors this type of love may consistently show up when you need them, offering support without expecting anything in return. They remember the little things, your habits, your favorite things, your moods, and they pay attention in a way others often overlook. Their attentiveness is quiet but precise, and it stems from a deep emotional investment. These individuals often struggle internally because their feelings are strong, but their voice remains silent. They might avoid telling you how they feel because of fear of rejection, fear of ruining the friendship, or fear that the timing isn't right. Yet despite their silence, their emotions can be overwhelming. Hidden love often grows in intensity because it is restrained, and restraint gives it depth. You might notice signs without realizing their significance. For example, they may look at you longer than most, with eyes full of meaning they cannot put into words. They may prioritize your happiness over their own, doing things behind the scenes that benefit you. They will defend you in your absence, encourage your dreams, and celebrate your victories like they were their own. These actions are quiet declarations of deep affection, cloaked under the guise of friendship or concern. Sometimes hidden love shows itself in the way someone becomes visibly affected by your presence. They might become nervous, overthink what they say, or even seem distant because being around you evokes such strong emotions. This distance is not a lack of interest, but a form of emotional self-protection. They might try to hide their feelings out of respect for your situation or your happiness, believing that loving you from afar is the most selfless thing they can do. Hidden love is not always meant to stay hidden forever. Sometimes, the person gathers the courage to confess when they feel the time is right. Other times, it remains a beautiful, silent truth that never fully surfaces. Regardless, it carries an authenticity that is undeniable. It is love without expectation, rooted in a deep desire for your well-being above all else. In the context of, who does this loves you deeply in secret? It's often these quiet, consistent actions that reveal the truth. It's not the person who loudly flirts or showers you with compliments in public, but the one who quietly checks if you got home safe, who remembers your struggles, who listens without judgment, and who supports you without needing to be noticed. Their love isn't loud, but it is loyal. It isn't flashy, but it is genuine. Hidden love teaches us that some of the most profound connections aren't always visible on the surface. It reminds us to look deeper, to recognize love not only in words but in the countless small acts of care and loyalty. If you sense that someone is always there for you, consistently, quietly, and without any obvious motive, they may be the one loving you in secret, hoping that someday you'll see it too. Secret affection is a quiet, unwavering form of love that hides in plain sight. It doesn't ask for attention, it doesn't demand recognition, and yet it speaks volumes through subtle gestures, consistent presence, and emotional depth. When someone loves you deeply in secret, they may not express it directly, but their actions become the language of their heart. Their affection lives in the spaces between words, in the glances they steal when they think you're not looking, and in the sacrifices they make without expecting anything in return. A person who holds secret affection for you might be the one who always remembers the smallest details about your life. Things others often forget. They may notice when your mood shifts, when you're stressed, or when you're silently going through something. Their empathy is fine-tuned to your emotional landscape, and they often offer comfort without being asked. They may send a message just when you need it, show up in moments of struggle, or simply remain nearby, offering silent support. This kind of affection is not born from impulsive attraction, but from a deeper emotional resonance. It grows over time through understanding, admiration, and connection. The person doesn't just love your appearance or your charisma. They love who you are when no one else is watching. They see your flaws and your strengths, and they choose to love both without condition. Secret affection is deeply spiritual in nature because it often prioritizes your happiness over their own desires. Often, people with secret affection hold back because they fear disrupting the relationship you already share. Maybe your friends, coworkers, or connected in some other delicate way, and confessing their feelings might create complications. Instead of risking discomfort, they choose the silent path of love, one that allows them to remain close to you while holding their emotions within. They find fulfillment not in possession, but in proximity. Your presence is enough. You might not realize it, but their affection often shows itself in protective ways. They defend you when others speak ill of you. They celebrate your wins as if they were their own, and they hurt when you're hurting. They might become jealous when others get close to you, but they mask it with indifference. Their care is often disguised as concern, their longing hidden humor or casual remarks. In many cases, secret affection stems from a deep sense of respect. They value you so much that they don't want to impose their feelings on you. They would rather carry the weight of unspoken love than risk burdening you with it. This kind of restraint shows a mature, selfless form of love that asks for nothing in return except the chance to be near you and support you from a distance. What makes secret affection so profound is its purity. It's love without ego, with demand, without expectation. It isn't performative or transactional. It exists quietly, consistently, and deeply. It's the friend who always checks in, the person who never forgets your important days, the one who notices when you're not yourself. It's in the quiet acts of service, the supportive words, and the countless little things they do to make your life easier. Even if you never realize why, if someone in your life is constantly there for you, if they go out of their way to make you smile, if they seem to know your needs before you speak them, and if they care for you even when you give them nothing in return, you might be witnessing secret affection. And sometimes recognizing it, seeing the truth behind the silence, can be the first step towards something deeper. Unspoken feelings often carry a depth that words can't express. When someone loves you deeply in secret, their emotions live in the silences between conversations. The pauses in their sentences, the look in their eyes when you're not paying attention. These feelings are quiet but powerful. They grow in the shadows of friendship or familiarity, waiting for a moment that may never come. Unlike love that is openly declared, unspoken feelings are held in the heart with great care, both a source of warmth and a quiet ache. People who harbor unspoken feelings may not say a single word about how they feel, but their behavior tells the story. They show up for you when it matters most. They listen to your problems with more interest than anyone else. They remember the little details you forget you even shared. Their love shows up as loyalty, patience, and consistency. While the world sees them as a close friend or a kind soul in your life, underneath that, they are carrying something tender and profound. There's a vulnerability that comes with unspoken love. The person feels deeply, but they're also deeply afraid. They might fear rejection, awkwardness, or losing the bond you already share. So they stay silent, hoping that just being near you is enough. They love from a distance, emotionally close, yet hidden. This distance doesn't make their love less real. In fact, it often means their love is even more genuine. They don't love you because of what they can gain from it. They love you because something in your soul resonates with theirs. Unspoken feelings also often lead to acts of quiet sacrifice. Maybe they help you without you asking. Maybe they go out of their way to make your life easier, even if you don't notice. They might support your dreams, celebrate your successes, or comfort you in your heartbreak, all while hiding their own. Their selflessness can be heartbreaking because everything they do is rooted in love that has no outlet. They give without expecting anything, because being part of your life, in any form, is enough for them. These feelings often come with a sense of longing. They wonder if you'll ever see them in that light. They question whether you feel the same, but are too afraid to ask. They replay your conversations in their mind, looking for clues. They smile when you smile and hurt when you're in pain. But all of it remains under the surface, buried beneath layers of protection. They would rather carry the weight of silence than risk the connection they have with you. The tragedy and beauty of unspoken feelings is that they're often misunderstood or overlooked. Because they don't scream for attention, they can be missed. But if you pay close attention, you might see the signs, the lingering eye contact, the thoughtful messages, the way they prioritize you over others, the small ways they try to make your day better. These are not random acts of kindness, they are love in its purest, most restrained form. Sometimes, unspoken feelings never get voiced. The person moves on, the moment passes, and the love becomes a memory held silently forever. Other times, something shifts. A moment of courage, a change in circumstances, and the truth comes out. Whether it's ever revealed or not, these feelings leave an imprint. They change the way that person sees you, and they carry that love with them like a quiet light inside. So if someone in your life is always there, always kind, always present, and seems to care more deeply than makes sense, don't dismiss it. They may be holding unspoken feelings for you, and that silent love may be the most honest thing you've ever encountered. Silent admiration is one of the purest and most heartfelt expressions of love. It exists in the spaces between words, in the gentle glances, in the thoughtful actions that go unnoticed by most but are filled with meaning. When someone loves you deeply in secret, they often carry their feelings quietly, watching from the sidelines, offering support without asking for recognition. This kind of admiration doesn't seek attention or reward. It simply is. It's love in its most selfless and sincere form. A person who admires you silently may never confess their feelings out loud, but their actions reveal everything. They may remember the smallest details about you. Your favorite song, how you take your coffee, or what you said in passing weeks ago. They are attuned to your presence in a way that's subtle yet deeply intimate. They notice your mood changes, celebrate your victories in their hearts, and silently hurt when you're in pain. Their admiration is not about possession or desire, it's about genuine appreciation of who you are at your core. Silent admiration often stems from a sense of awe. It's not just that they like you. They are moved by your spirit, your values, your kindness, your strength. They see beauty in your flaws and light in your darkest moments. You inspire something within them that they might not even fully understand. It's not just a crush or infatuation. It's a soulful connection they keep to themselves because they fear disrupting the harmony of your relationship or are unsure if their feelings would be welcome. There's a quiet strength in loving someone without expecting anything in return. The person who admires you silently may do so out of respect for your life, your choices, your journey. They may sense that now is not the right time or that your heart belongs to someone else. Instead of trying to win you over, they choose to support you from the background. Their love is unconditional, grounded in genuine care and deep emotional presence. Sometimes, silent admiration shows up as unwavering support. They are there when you need someone to talk to, when you feel lost, when you achieve something big. They might be the first to congratulate you and the last to judge you. They'll cheer you on without taking credit and help you up without making a show of it. This consistent presence, this reliable love, is their way of being close to you without crossing boundaries. It's their quiet declaration. You matter to me, even if you never know how much. At times, silent admiration can be bittersweet. The person may struggle with the desire to express their feelings, but chooses silence for the sake of your happiness. They may long for moments that never happen, conversations that never occur, or a deeper connection that remains just out of reach. Yet they continue to admire you, love you, and support you, because their feelings are not about what they can get from you, but what they feel for you. In some rare cases, silent admiration eventually finds a voice. The right moment arises, courage overcomes fear, and the truth is shared. But whether or not the words are ever spoken, the feeling itself is real, powerful, and lasting. It's a quiet flame that doesn't burn out easily. It teaches patience, compassion, and the beauty of loving someone purely for who they are. So if someone in your life always seems to be there for you, who treats you with extraordinary kindness, who lights up in your presence but never asks for more, look closer. Their silent admiration might be the truest form of love you've ever known. Emotional clues are often the unspoken signals that reveal more than words ever could, especially when it comes to secret love. When someone loves you deeply in secret, Their true feelings may remain hidden behind a mask of casual interaction, but their emotions always find subtle ways to surface. These clues appear in their behavior, their reactions, their body language, and even the energy they carry when they're around you. If you're tuned in, you might start to notice these signals that whisper the truth they're too afraid to say out loud. One of the strongest emotional clues is the intensity of their presence when they're near you. They might not say anything out of the ordinary, but there's a heightened attentiveness in the way they listen to you speak. Their eyes may linger just a little longer, their responses may be more thoughtful, and they often seem completely absorbed in what you're saying. It's as if in that moment the rest of the world fades, and you're the only person that matters. This depth of focus isn't common. It comes from a place of deep emotional investment. Another emotional clue is how they react to your emotions. When you're sad, they may become unusually quiet or seem concerned in a way that goes beyond normal friendship. When you're happy, their joy seems magnified, as if your happiness is their happiness. They celebrate your victories even more than their own and feel your disappointments on a soul-deep level. This emotional mirroring is a subtle giveaway of someone who is emotionally tethered to your well-being. Pay attention to their nervousness or awkwardness around you. Sometimes people who love in secret are not as smooth or confident as they are with others. They may stumble over words, laugh nervously, or overthink their every action around you. Their guard might slip when they're caught off guard by your presence or a kind gesture from you. These small stumbles often signal a heart that is carefully guarding something much bigger. Jealousy is another emotional clue. They might try to hide it, but their expression or energy shifts when you talk about someone else in a romantic way. Their tone may subtly change, or they may withdraw just a little, even if they don't say anything negative. It's not the toxic kind of jealousy. It's more like the silent ache of someone who wishes they could be more in your world, but knows they aren't. Consistency is a major emotional signal as well. Someone who loves you in secret will always be there when you need them. Whether it's showing up when you're down, checking in on you regularly, or remembering things that matter to you. This unwavering support is a loud emotional clue. They invest time, energy, and care into your life, even when there's nothing in it for them. Their loyalty doesn't fluctuate with time or convenience because it's rooted in love. Emotional clues can also be found in the way they talk about you to others, or avoid doing so. They might protect your image, defend you when you're not around, or avoid discussing you altogether because it brings up feelings they can't explain. Their voice may soften when they say your name, or they might light up when you enter the room. These unconscious reactions often speak volumes. Ultimately, someone who loves you deeply in secret may never put their feelings into words, but their heart speaks through their actions, expressions, and emotional responses. Their love is written between the lines, hidden in glances, buried in unspoken gestures. You just have to listen beyond the noise, see beyond the surface, and feel what isn't being said. Emotional clue, the soul's quiet language, and when someone truly loves you in secret, that language becomes impossible to ignore. Subtle acts of love are the quiet, often overlooked gestures that speak volumes when words are too risky or frightening to say. When someone loves you deeply in secret, their actions become their only language, and it's in the smallest, most consistent details that their truth is revealed. These acts are rarely grand or theatrical. Instead, they are intentional, tender, and deeply meaningful. They are the invisible threads that connect hearts without the need for direct confession. One of the most powerful subtle acts of love is being consistently present. The person who secretly loves you will show up in your life in quiet yet reliable ways. They may not always be center stage, but they are always around when it matters, offering help, support, or simply a comforting presence. They're the ones who check in when no one else does, who remember the little things you say, and who go out of their way to make sure you're okay, even when they're struggling themselves. Another subtle act of love is attentiveness. This person will notice the things others overlook. They will remember how you like your coffee, the way your voice changes when you're tired, or the songs that make you emotional. Their love is in the details. They pay attention because they care deeply. and they express their affection through understanding and honoring your preferences and boundaries. This kind of emotional attentiveness can't be faked. It comes from genuine affection. They might also support your dreams quietly, encouraging you when you're doubtful, appraising your efforts when you feel unseen, and celebrating your victories from the sidelines. They don't need recognition for their support. Their joy is in your growth. Whether it's sending you a book they know you'd love or offering a kind word when you're struggling, they invest in your journey without ever making it about themselves. A protection is another subtle yet powerful sign. When someone loves you in secret, they will often try to protect you emotionally and energetically. They may step in when others treat you poorly, shield you from negativity, or speak up in your absence to defend your name. This protectiveness isn't possessive. It's rooted in a deep desire to keep your spirit safe and nurtured. Even their silence can be a subtle act of love. Sometimes, people who love deeply in secret don't confess their feelings because they don't want to burden you, complicate your life, or risk changing your relationship. Their silence isn't indifference, it's sacrifice. It's the quiet hope that loving you from a distance is better than not having you in their life at all. Holding back those feelings is one of the hardest acts of love someone can perform, especially when every part of them longs to speak the truth. Kindness is their default. They may never flirt or make bold moves, but they will always treat you with unmatched patience, respect, and consideration. Whether it's offering to carry something heavy, remembering to wish you luck on a big day, or making sure you feel included, their love lives in the simple ways they try to make your life easier or brighter. Sometimes, they express love through small gifts or thoughtful actions that seem casual on the surface, but are deeply personal underneath. A song shared, a quote sent at just the right time, or even a look across a crowded room. These are their quiet declarations. They don't need a grand gesture to show you how they feel. Their heart is revealed in how they treat you when they think no one is watching. Subtle acts of love are the fingerprints of hidden emotion. They often go unnoticed unless you're paying attention, but once you start to see them, they're impossible to unsee. When someone truly loves you deeply in secret, their affection seeps into every small thing they do, and while they may never say it aloud, their love speaks in every silent, intentional act. The signs of secret love often reveal themselves in the quietest ways, through subtle behaviors, fleeting glances, and small moments that speak louder than words. When someone loves you deeply but keeps it hidden, their affection leaks out in ways that may seem unimportant at first glance. But the truth is, love that's kept in silence can be just as powerful, sometimes even more intense, than love openly declared. One of the clearest signs of secret love is sustained eye contact followed by a quick look away. The eyes are windows to the soul, and someone who harbors deep feelings for you will often get lost in your presence without realizing it. When you catch them staring, they may quickly avert their gaze. You embarrass that they've been caught revealing too much. It's in these split-second exchanges that the depth of their feelings can be felt. Another telling sign is nervous behavior. People in love but trying to hide it often become anxious around the person they adore. They may fidget, speak quickly, blush, or laugh at things that aren't that funny. Their energy changes when you're near. They become more alert, more sensitive to your moods, and more cautious with their words. This heightened awareness is a direct result of the emotional weight they carry in secret. Small acts of kindness are also indicators. The person who loves you in silence will go out of their way to help you, even when there's nothing in it for them. They'll remember your preferences, show up when you need them most, and support you in quiet but consistent ways. Whether it's staying up late to help you through a rough time or simply listening without judgment, their actions are rooted in a desire to see you happy, even if they never take credit for it. Jealousy, though often hidden, can surface in subtle ways as well. If you talk about someone else, especially someone you admire or are close to, their tone might shift, or their body language might close off. They might not say anything directly, but you'll feel a change in the air, an unspoken discomfort that signals their deeper feelings. Another key sign is their attention to detail. They remember things about you that others forget. Your favorite song, the way you take your coffee, or the story you told once in passing. This heightened memory isn't accidental. When someone loves you deeply, even secretly, they subconsciously catalog everything about you because it matters to them. They also protect you emotionally, often stepping in when they sense you're being mistreated or misunderstood. This protectiveness may be subtle, a comforting word, a deflection of criticism, or a reassuring gesture, but it reveals their investment in your well-being. Sometimes they communicate their love through humor and teasing. Light-hearted banter can be a safe way to connect emotionally without exposing true feelings. Beneath the jokes lies a deep affection that they're too afraid to confess directly. This playfulness serves as both a shield and a bridge between their heart and yours. Lastly, they are always emotionally available, even if not romantically so. They show genuine interest in your life, dreams, fears, and thoughts. You may feel that they get you in ways others don't. That deep connection isn't coincidental. It's the result of emotional intimacy built on unspoken love. Secret love isn't always about what is said. It's about what is done consistently and tenderly. If you pay close attention to the energy someone brings into your life, the way they look at you, the effort they make, the way they make you feel safe and valued, you'll begin to see the signs clearly. Love doesn't need a grand announcement to be real. Sometimes it exists in silence, waiting patiently, hoping you'll see what words have never dared to reveal. Love without words is one of the most profound and mysterious forms of affection. It moves quietly beneath the surface, unannounced and unspoken, yet felt deeply and unmistakably. When someone loves you in secret, they often express that love not through declarations, but through subtle gestures, consistent presence, and deep emotional resonance. You might not hear it, but you'll feel it, and your soul will recognize it before your mind can name it. One of the clearest manifestations of love without words is presence. Someone who secretly loves you makes an effort to be where you are, not to intrude, but to simply exist in your orbit. They don't need an excuse to be near you. They just are. Their support is unwavering, and while they may not vocalize their feelings, their actions continuously show up in your life as comfort, stability, and quiet loyalty. This consistency is their language of love. Another sign is how deeply they listen to you. When someone loves you silently, they tune into your words as if each one matters. They remember small details, reflect back your emotions, and make you feel seen in a way that goes beyond surface-level interest. Their listening isn't passive, it's reverent. They hang on to your words, not because they're trying to impress you, but because they care about the inner world you're revealing. They also communicate love through protection. This doesn't mean dramatic acts of heroism, but rather small, everyday shields they place between you and harm. They may defend you when you're not around, warn you gently when someone isn't being genuine, or simply offer a safe space when life becomes overwhelming. It's a kind of guardianship that expects nothing in return. Physical cues are another powerful indicator. Love without words often shows up in body language. Lingering eye contact, the way their posture softens around you, the way they lean in slightly when you speak. They might not reach out and touch you, but their energy reaches you all the same. You feel warmth in their presence, a sense of calm and belonging that doesn't need to be explained. Love in silence is often reflected in selfless acts. They may do things that make your life easier, brighter, or more joyful without drawing attention to themselves. Whether it's offering help when you didn't ask for it, anticipating your needs, or sacrificing their own comfort for yours, their love is demonstrated in quiet acts of devotion. It's not about being seen, it's about genuinely caring. They also give you space to be fully yourself. A person who loves without words never tries to change you or mold you into an ideal. Instead, they admire your authenticity and encourage your growth from the sidelines. They may not tell you directly how much they appreciate you, but their respect and admiration are constant. They celebrate your strengths and stand by you in your weakness, not for validation, but from genuine love. Timing is often what holds them back. Maybe the circumstances aren't right. Maybe they fear rejection. Or maybe they believe you deserve more than what they can offer at the moment. So instead of confessing, they choose to love you quietly, hoping that being there is enough. This restraint isn't a lack of emotion. It's often the result of how deeply they feel. Ultimately, love without words is a sacred kind of love. It operates beyond ego, beyond expectation. It is rooted in care, admiration, and emotional depth. If someone shows up for you consistently, supports you quietly, and makes you feel safe without ever saying the words, chances are they love you more than you realize. In a world that often prioritizes loud displays, silent love is a rare and precious gift, waiting patiently to be understood.